Welcome back to Poured Unfiltered, where we sip, spill, and speak the truth. I'm Rebecca.
That's right. And I'm Marcus. Today, very special day. As you can see, we're not in the usual studio. We're in Wineaux, Las Vegas.
Yes, and today we're talking about versions of ourselves that we had to leave behind to become who we are now.
Yeah, I think we ended last episode for our true watchers and listeners with the question, what was the question? Who did you have to stop being to become who you are today? And although I asked that last week, we felt that there was some more meat on the bone. It was more surface level responses that we gave, and so today we just want to take a deeper dive into that to close out the season.
Yeah, and I think some of those versions, they died quietly, but some of them, honestly, I think can come out after a couple glasses of wine. So,
Speaking of wine, what are you drinking today, Mom?
Today I'm drinking some bubbles, some champagne. It is
11:08.
It's 11:08
on a
this
Friday.
morning. So I know you're going to ask me why I chose this
Yeah,
one.
why did you choose that?
And it's, it's close enough to a mimosa.
Yeah.
So I feel comfortable drinking this at
11 in the
11:08
morning.
and just need a little bubbles in my life this morning. What are you drinking?
I chose to go with rosé. Similar to you, it's light, it's fun, it's easy, and it's also 11 in the morning on a Friday. So I thought that was best fitting, considering that you have champagne.
Yes. Cheers to that.
Salud for you. All right. Before we dive deep into it, Mom, let me ask you, since we're talking about wine, we are in Wineaux. Mm-hmm. It's only fitting we talk about it for a second, right? Does your wine choice say something about your personality?
I think it does. And I might be a little more like judgy with this.
Oh, yeah.
To that if I see somebody order something that maybe I wouldn't have ordered, I'm like, oh, they might not have good wine taste, or I don't know. It just, I do think it says something about you.
Yeah. I think from where I've come to where I am now, I have gotten a tad bit snobby when it comes to my wine, right? And so I do get a little judgy myself. If it's a Saturday morning and we're at a vineyard or a wine bar and I see someone drinking a red, rookie, right? You're drinking a red in the morning, and it's summer. I'm judgy, right? So
that's fair.
I do think that it says a little bit about your personality. We all struggle with that judging, but at the end of the day, it's all light, it's all fun. Mm-hmm. Let me ask you this: what wine would younger you have probably ordered?
Ooh, younger year, if we're talking like 20 years ago.
Yeah. So today you chose a champagne, right?
Okay. 20 years ago, I probably would have gotten like a fruity Moscato, something like, I don't know.
Yep.
I'm trying to think back like 20 years ago, where was I at? What was I doing?
Yeah.
I don't even know if I was like into wine at that point in time.
20, what are we talking, college?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe a little, right before getting out of college. Wine was not in my repertoire.
Sure.
Again, we had talked about before, Red Bull and vodka.
I would say I definitely wasn't into wine 20 years ago or in college. I honestly was just drinking whatever I could get my hands on. Mm-hmm. And when I finally did dive into wine, I would say, a little embarrassed, but like I was drinking barefoot Moscato and sugary wine that you could find at CVS. Yeah. So younger me, a little embarrassed to say, would have been struggling with wine selection.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's normal.
Yeah.
For younger adults, if they don't have a palate.
I was developing and discovering my palate.
I
like that. I was doing market research on the alcohol that was out there. Anyway, it's funny as it is, I actually think that the version of ourselves that we used to be comes out in everything. Literally everything that we choose. And that ties into why I asked you about the wine and what you would have chose 20 years ago. Because I think that speaks towards that version of you at that time.
Yeah, and I think everybody has a version of themselves that eventually realize they can't carry out anymore.
Yeah.
And for me, and we talked about this a little bit, on the last episode.
Yeah.
And that was, being shy, being timid, being quiet, and almost feeling like I needed to make myself smaller, for everybody else.
So for those that don't really know you, let's stay on topic with you, right? Okay. You're talking about versions of yourself.
Yeah.
Do you think that you were scared of confrontation or just scared that people wouldn't like you? Is that kind of what led to that shy, timid version of yourself?
Honestly, I mean, I think it was a little bit of both. I really don't like confrontation. Even when you send me like fighting videos, I'm like, I don't need to, like, I don't want this negativity. And so it was almost easier for me to just like, I'm avoiding this. I'm already shy as a person in general. Like, I'm just going to use that to my advantage in these type of situations and kind of avoid it. So I think it's a little bit of both. Do
you think, fast forwarding to today, that becoming a mom kind of forced you to become louder?
It did. 100%. Again, the kids are so young. And the last 2 years, they didn't really have a voice. So I felt like, as their mom, like I had to have a voice for them and vouch for them and try to figure out the things that were wrong with them so that I could communicate that to you or could communicate it to doctors and stuff like that. And so I definitely feel like it forced me even more to step out of my comfort zone there.
Yeah, I agree. You were their voice when they couldn't have one.
Yeah.
So, and I think you did that well. It's fitting.
Thank you.
And it helped evolve you as a person.
Yes,
so
it did.
I think you did great, Mom.
Thank you.
Other than becoming a mother, what situations made you finally find your voice?
I think the biggest thing that I really can pinpoint was I had a very toxic relationship with a friend post college, and I think it was me trying to dim my light to make sure that person shined, and so I think I finally was noticing that. We started hanging out. That person wasn't very fond of our relationship for whatever reason. And I think for me, that was my turning point where I was like, you know what? I'm over trying to like please you and satisfy you and be quiet to you. Like, this is what I want in my life. And so I pursued that with you. And I think that just kind of kicked it off. That then led into, our IVF process.
Speaking up for yourself with the doctor. You're right.
I created, my own social media account and I was talking to random people like strangers that I didn't even know. But I was trying to like figure out anything and everything to help make our family successful or our potential family happen. And so that kind of also forced me to like, I don't know these people, but I'm going to talk to them because I'll do anything to like get a child. So then it was, speaking up at doctor's appointments, asking to try new treatments, asking to try new protocols and stuff like that.
And that was critical, not to cut you off, Mama. That was critical because we did have a doctor in the very beginning. Sweet lady, very smart and educated, but like there were things that she just genuinely was not trying or not open to or recommending that we try.
Not recommending.
Beth had to speak up and bring it to her attention. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, I guess we could try that.
Yeah, I guess you guys could try that. And it's just like, okay, well, why wouldn't you have like offered that or suggested that, you know, three transfers ago when they all failed. So, I think, that was another phase in my life where it was like, okay, you got to step up a little bit more. You got to speak up a little bit more so that you can truly get what you want out of this experience of infertility and IVF. And then obviously we just touched on becoming a mom. So,
do you think that women are more so just conditioned to be agreeable? Because again, they didn't, at least if I related to the doctor, they didn't speak up. Initially you didn't speak up. Right? And they just recommended this is what we do. The same thing over and over and over. And you were just going with it. So it's almost like they just expected you to agree with whatever they were saying. Is that what you kind of perceive that women are conditioned to?
I think women are conditioned to be more agreeable at a young age. I think we're taught to be polite and we're taught to be accommodating and likable. before we become assertive or direct. And I think a lot of people run into this when they go to the doctor. It's like, they have the degree, they have the experience.
Yeah.
They're telling me to do this, and this is the only way to do it. I'm going to listen to them. You know,
yep.
And that's normal thought process. And I think a lot of women do that.
Yeah.
But I think eventually I realized constantly prioritizing her lack of effort, I think, really made me kind of speak up and find that voice.
Good. I mean, it was a struggle to find that voice, right?
It was. Yeah.
So if we go back before you actually found that voice,
Mm-hmm.
let me ask, what did your shy self protect you from? Like, what were you being protected from at that point in time?
I think for me, it's probably like rejection, conflict.
She's very non-confrontational.
Yeah.
I can contest to that, unless it's with me.
Yes. Maybe even like a little bit of disappointment, I think would tie into that too.
Yeah. I think that's a struggle for a lot of people. Do you think that that silence turned into resentment at that time for you?
I do. And I think this is something that I could almost relate to our marriage in different ways. Where, you know, there might be a situation, and in the past I might have just like stayed silent to like avoid the conflict with my better half. And to like try to keep the peace. And I feel like eventually those unspoken feelings became resentment. Like, you know, we talk about this. It's a very common thing in relationships where it's like, I'm not going to bring it up because I don't want to be nagging, or I don't want to feel like, you know, I'm being extra about this. But then like multiple things continue to happen. And then there's just this like massive blow up.
Yeah.
And so.
Which is dangerous, guys. You don't want to do that.
Yeah, you don't do that. So I do feel like at times it could turn into resentment.
I agree.
Just not feeling like I could, or I wanted to speak up because I wanted to avoid the conflict, or I wanted to avoid, you know,
which is
upsetting
natural.
you, upsetting myself. But I think throughout our almost 10 years together, dating and marriage, I've learned that healthy communication is better than silently carrying the things that, you know, eventually are going to build up anyways, and you're going to have to communicate about them at some point in time.
I agree.
So.
I agree. For that, we are aligned and on the same page. We are equally yoked.
Okay.
Speak up. Say it. Tell me. Let's move past it.
I have gotten there. Trust me. I have gotten there. If anybody knows the Stevens, you know that they can be stubborn and they got stuff to say. We gotta say it back. We gotta
have a little backbone.
Yeah.
Listen, I said it in my vows, right? What's the first line?
Oh my gosh, I don't remember.
You don't remember? So it's not like I didn't warn her, but at times I could be hard to love. Right or wrong?
That's facts.
Was I lying?
No, I wasn't lying. So thank you for being honest up front with me.
But what is something you tolerate less of now?
I think being dismissed, whether it's my feelings, boundaries, or needs. I'm no longer willing to like minimize myself to make other people comfortable or let other people shine.
Yep.
And I think we've touched on this in previous episodes. Is like, I've learned that protecting my peace doesn't make me difficult. It just makes me more self-aware of what I need in my life at that moment in time.
And peace at this age, that's a flex.
It is.
Considering that life be lifing.
Life be lifing.
I think that's a flex. And so you should never apologize for protecting and having that peace.
100%. Yeah.
Even if it's me that's causing the chaos in your life.
I agree.
Protect your peace.
I agree.
Last question for you, Beck. What part of yourself became stronger after becoming more outspoken?
I think my confidence and my self-trust became a lot stronger. I think the more that I spoke up for myself, the more I realized that I do have good things to say. My voice is important. And my boundaries deserve, space too.
Yeah.
So, I think I also just learned that it's okay to be authentically me and that I don't need to filter myself or stop doing certain things to make other people like me or
Agreed.
Want to be in the same circle as me.
1,000,000%.
Yeah.
I agree. And I can say I've had a front row seat to this journey and show, and I agree with everything that you said.
That.
I agree.
I do think there was one point in time where I feel like you were my spokesperson. Like I did not, I think it also kind of tagged in with COVID. Like I was afraid of the world. I didn't want to go outside. We were already quarantined for a long time, but there was a time where like I was so uncomfortable going outside by myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't necessarily know exactly what that was. I don't know if it was fear. I don't know if it was whatever, but like you were my safety net at that point in time. Like I would never go to a restaurant by myself. I would never, you know, do random stuff by myself. Like I would want you to be there. If we were meeting somebody, like you would have to be there to like help carry a conversation. And now I feel like I'm in like a completely different space where it's like, nah, I'm good. You can stay home with the kids. I'm going to go with, you know, hang out with the neighbors or, you know, do whatever.
10 times over. I agree. Yeah. I think to go even deeper than that, I think it relates to not just, you know, COVID and those neighbors, but a layer deeper than that, even with family. Like she grew up with a small family. Mine's huge. We're close, right?
Yeah.
You might not have been as close or as tight with your cousins, for example, as I am with mine.
Yeah.
And so being present around my family more was like, oh, the girls are, or uncle and grandpa and so is speaking to her, but she leaned on me to be that buffer. And now
I used to hate when he would leave to go and like do something. And now I'm like, oh my gosh, like I don't have my like safety net to be here. And like, you know, and again, that kind of forced me to get out of my shell as well.
It did.
So I do appreciate you in those times, even though like deep down in that moment, I was like, this mother, you know,
she's definitely gotten better.
But now it's like, I feel 100% comfortable with anybody in your family at this point.
Going on family trips without me. Bachelorettes. Now they're talking about girls trips. So it's like,
and I remember you were kind of nervous for me when I went on a bachelorette, and you were just
I was nervous for you.
You were just nervous. Like you were like, are you going to be good? Like you going with my side of the family? Like you know, it's not like anybody on your side or whatever. And I was like, yeah, I'm good. Like, I messaged these girls like
they got their own group chats and everything without me in it. So
some of his cousins.
The growth and the progress is for sure there.
Very, very close.
I can agree with you.
Yeah, and I appreciate each and every one of them for making me feel that I can, you know, come in and be myself, and they will take me as is, and have always supported us and me through the journey of IVF and motherhood and all that stuff.
And beyond. Yeah. So shout out to my family.
Yes,
for sure.
You guys are the real goats.
Real ones.
Okay. I think we did a lot about me. So let's turn the tables and chat a little bit about you. What is a version of yourself that you feel like you had to outgrow? I know we kind of touched on the selfishness. But did you want to dive deeper into that?
Well, I think there's many
layers to that.
But I think one of the many things in addition to that, which I can come back to, but I want to highlight one of the many things that I had to learn to outgrow was the version of me that thought being needed was the same as being loved. That was one thing that I struggled with in earlier years, early adulthood, early life, as I got out of college and parents' house. I think that's one of the bigger ones for me.
Okay.
But you specifically asked about being selfish?
Yeah, that's the one you had brought up on our last episode, is letting go of some of the selfishness.
I struggled with that because I enjoy being able to come and go as I please.
I think everybody does, to be honest.
Picking up and saying, oh snap, the Cowboys are playing the Rams next month. I'm going to go buy a ticket and go see my boys.
Yeah.
Life is not that simple anymore when you have a wife and you have kids. You have to prioritize them in a sense, as opposed to just your sole edification of whatever it is that you want to do. And so I struggled with that because I felt like I was losing a part of me if I were to prioritize you and them. And so that was, and probably still is, something that I'm struggling with, but I do believe in a sense I've outgrown it because I can consciously
acknowledge it.
Exactly. So that's probably one of the bigger ones. That's why I didn't want to answer that one off the rip. But
I see. Okay.
If I'm being fully transparent, it's a work in progress. He ain't down with me yet, yo. I'm still working on it, but I am fully aware and accepting and okay with the fact that this woman and those two come first. Right. and I am responsible. A lot of people might disagree with me, but I feel like I'm responsible for feeding that joy and that happiness that brings that smile between the three of you.
Definitely.
And I pride myself on that, and I'm okay with that.
I appreciate that.
That's the life that I asked for, so can't complain about it, right?
I mean, it's normal to complain. It's
No,
normal
no,
to
no.
complain. But you're acknowledging it, and
Yeah.
that's the biggest step to, realizing
Grow.
it. Yeah.
And shedding that version of me.
Yeah. Okay. What trait do people praise that can actually become toxic?
I think I look at toxicity differently than some people. Probably because I really am toxic in my life. But I do feel that people confuse survival skills with personality traits, right? Some versions of ourselves aren't toxic. They're just expired, right? Hear me out. You gave me this question in advance and I wanted to make sure I answered it truly from the heart. So I had to sit with this one for a little bit, but some versions were necessary, right? Some versions of ourselves were necessary for certain seasons of life, if you will. And so not every version of yourself is bad. We look at it and we can say, oh, that's he or she is toxic or broken or immature. Not necessarily. I feel like what you thought was toxic was them truly just protecting themselves or helping themselves survive or helping them succeed in a specific environment that they were in. And so the issue isn't they're toxic. It's more of what once protected you can eventually limit you.
Yes.
Right? That's where the expired part comes in.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So again, I'm probably leaning more towards that because I am toxic. But I think this is a different way to look at it, right? Considering what someone may have gone through in their past.
Okay. And kind of off of that, what part of masculinity do you feel like you had to outgrow?
I guess being potentially emotionally unavailable. Like a lot of men are labeled as emotionally unavailable, but I push back on that, right?
Yeah.
I think a lot of men are labeled that, but they're not emotionally unavailable. They're emotionally unpracticed or untrained, right? If you think about like most men, or boys growing up as young men and men and so on and so forth, they grew up learning be tough, be strong, man up, don't cry, right? And that's what was ingrained in our DNA. And then we grow up and come into these relationships. Yeah. And now he's emotionally unavailable. No, that's all he's known and been taught. Dad took him out back and toughened him, right? To the nth degree. So I think I had to work on that. And I'm still a work in progress with that, right? I think you helped shed that. And now you help me realize I'm truly a Cancer, a July baby, and probably a little more emotional now than she wants me to be. But it's because you helped me shed that layer of myself.
So it's my fault.
I'm not saying it's your fault.
I'm just kidding.
I'm saying it's your ask, as I am now emotionally available. Okay. But I'm also making sure you are too, as I become emotional over situations and speak my piece and my truth.
Okay. Okay. And I guess that kind of leads me to the next question. What emotion were you taught not to show?
Weakness or that softness in me, right? My dad was a correctional officer. He was pretty tough and pretty hard. I was outside at the age of 6, you know, picking weed, watering trees, helping cut the grass, etc. So just weakness, like, and I think that's most men. Like, there's no fault to my dad. There's no shade or anything like that. But it's just you want them. Yeah, and honestly, I feel like I'm a little bit harder on Jax than I am on Layla at times because if I'm harder on him now, he'll be more equipped and ready for this rough, hard world once he leaves those doors and goes out into the world. So I think that's just an innate thing that most men do. And that's probably a cliche answer, but that's the truth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like we've kind of talked about this or talked about our timeline at least. Yeah. Did we meet each other in our healed versions or our survival versions?
No, I'm still healing.
You are.
Yeah. Yeah. You Yeah. Like I said earlier, kind of helping me shed some layers,
Hmm.
and I can say with 1,000% transparency, I am not healed.
Yeah, and
Uh,
I think that's I think that's very consistent, even with being like, yes, I have gotten to a much better place,
yeah.
but I'm continuing to learn. I'm continuing to grow.
Yeah.
There might be some situations where I still don't. I hate calling customer service. Like he's always like, just jump on the phone. Like you do that. Like I don't want to do that. Like I'll try to figure it out more.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I think I'm still healing
Oh,
in that phase, and
it's a
it's
level
yeah.
lower than that. Like she don't like to ask for help at the damn grocery store. Like
Oh no,
if
I'll
we're
walk around
looking
that whole
for
store
rice,
trying to find something before I
that's
ask for help.
that's crazy to me.
No.
You came for rice. Just ask where the hell the rice
Unless
is.
I'm in like a very serious time crunch and like I have to be somewhere and it's like I need to go in and get out,
Yeah.
I'm going to find it on my own. It's almost like a game for me too. Like it's like a challenge. Like I want to I want to be successful in this. Like I want to be successful in anything. I don't like to fail. And so like
That's the athlete
that's
in you.
another that's another version in my head of failing is like if I have to ask somebody to help me find something, that's
Yeah.
annoying. So
To me, I think that's how you end up going down 17 aisles and grabbing 18 different items you did not need or come for.
yeah.
But that's just me. I digress.
Yeah. What is something about me you think has changed the most?
I think finding a voice, and if it's okay, you can stop me if you want. But I do believe that some of the traumas and things that you went through in your previous relationship, you truly felt like you lost your voice or just never discovered it. You didn't have one. Those were her exact words, right? Not having one.
Mm.
You'd have tiffs or issues or whatever that you guys would go through, and um, just not talk about it the next day. You guys just eventually got over it by
Yeah.
just not talking about it.
Yeah.
And I think now you stand up for yourself. You speak right, wrong, or indifferent. Right, wrong. You speak up for yourself.
Yes.
And you have backbone, even if it's against me, which is annoying at times because it's like we're a team and I have your best interest at heart after I convince you I'm right. But I think
Yes.
that you've excelled in that and you shed that layer of yourself and you truly have become like your own butterfly in that regard.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure.
I think something about you that has changed the most is probably just like your demeanor.
Oh, in what way, Mom?
I think that you are at times can be much more calmer in situations than maybe like past situations that we've kind of or like conflict situations that have came up.
So I used to be extra.
He's a firecracker, so he used to turn up if certain things happened or whatever. And I think you've been able to give a little bit more grace in certain situations and allow that calmness to come out a little bit more. So,
I can appreciate that, Mom.
yeah,
It's good. It feels good to be seen.
I feel that.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
Okay, perfect. Let's see. If your younger self met you today, would they be proud or would they be shocked?
I think they would be proud of the growth. Maybe a mixture of both. Shocked that I was able to give way with my original ways and thinking. So, like, for example, I can now acknowledge and realize that at times I wasn't being confident. I was just guarded, right? At times I wasn't being independent. I just didn't trust anymore. I wasn't ambitious. I was just afraid of, feeling insignificant. And so the fact that I can acknowledge that, grow from that, I think younger me would be proud and shocked that I was able to identify that and make a conscious decision to move past that and grow from that.
Okay.
I think it would be a mixture of both, but in a good way.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
I think you hit the nail on the coffin 100%. Like I think the younger self would be shocked and proud. Shocked at how much growth has come over the past 20 years.
Yeah.
Knowing this shy girl that wasn't comfortable talking to like really anybody, and now she can go and have
shy.
full conversations with random people. And then proud just because, she did finally find her voice, and also proud that like she is a wife, she is a mom, she never knew that she was going to go down this path of infertility or have to deal with IVF. But
and went through it emotionally, physically,
yeah, I think she would be
financially,
very
physically,
very proud of.
and like a phoenix.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm just proud of
Very
you.
good.
So I was going to speak up. But go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say proud of the strength
Yeah.
that comes along with all that too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's lighten things, I think, a little bit and jump into our would you rathers.
Jump into a few would you rathers.
I've got a couple for you. Would you rather know every time someone talks badly about you or never know again?
Like I said earlier, he is not done with me. Therefore, I am still petty. I want to know.
Okay. Okay.
I want to know.
We're going to keep these rapid fire.
Go ahead.
Would you rather lose all your old memories or never make new ones?
Lose all my... Oh, that's a good... Would I rather lose all of my old memories?
Or never make new ones?
How do you not make new ones?
You just constantly relive your old memories.
I don't know about that one. I wish... These would you rathers we don't see. Some of these questions earlier we did, so I could prepare. This one I could not, and maybe I'll feel differently at the end of this episode. But I don't want to lose those previous memories of me, because I want to know what I grew and came from, and I can at least live with that.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. I think that's more powerful than the latter.
Okay. Would you rather your partner read through thoughts for one day or your text history from your early 20s?
My thoughts from one day, because that's what's more relevant to us today. Mm-hmm. Like, there's no gain from reading my messages from 20 years. Part of me is still texting like that anyway to you. So, like, oh. And it's not even like I didn't mean it even sexually. It's just like this. Yeah. I don't know. So, yeah.
Okay. Would you rather accidentally send your therapy notes to your family group chat or drunk text to your employer?
I drunk text my employer because I don't need this job. Poured Unfiltered to blow
up. Would you rather hear every negative thought your partner has ever had about you or never hear another compliment again?
I want my compliments. I feel like I can look at your face and tell what you're saying negatively anyway. So, like, that's no different than what I'm living right now.
That's probably accurate. Okay, last one I have for you. Would you rather your children inherit your anxiety or your anger?
Neither. Can I say neither?
I choose one.
Inherit my anxiety or my anger? Anxiety.
Thank you.
They can overcome that. I don't want them to inherit anger. It's already been passed down from two generations.
Well, I'm gonna say Layla already has it.
Yeah. I want my kids. We talked about like those negative traits being truly like survival, contingent upon the situation that you're in that season of life. Yeah. And so we're talking about inheriting. I want them to inherit peace. Yeah. Not a survival skill, not a toxic or negative trait. Yeah. I want them to inherit peace. Okay. If they inherit anything other than these houses, I want it to be peace.
I like it.
And that's the God's honest truth.
I support it, and I agree.
I do have a couple of would you rathers. Okay. Excuse me. Would you rather keep all the lessons from your hardest experiences or erase the pain that taught them to you?
I think keep the lessons for sure. I do think the pain is beneficial because it helps you know that like you never want to be back in that situation ever again. Mm-hmm. Because if you just have a lesson, it's just like, okay, well, I'm supposed to do this because Simon says. Yeah. Whereas if you go through the pain, it's like, oh shit, I don't want to feel like that again. So I'm going to take this lesson and I'm going to run with it and go, 10 speed.
I get that. Okay. Would you rather always be understood by everyone around you or fully understand yourself?
Fully understand myself. Because I think that's that's a scary world to be in if you don't understand yourself and you don't understand, your self-worth or who you are.
Yeah.
That's how you then become comfortable and able to allow for other people to understand you.
So there's a danger in that, right? There's
Mhm.
because it's a would you rather.
Yeah.
So you would rather you fully understand yourself and basically everyone misunderstand you,
Yeah,
and you're okay with it.
because I think at some point in time, the more you understand yourself
Mm.
allows for other people to finally understand who you are. If you're able to speak up and, say what's on your mind or, what you're trying to portray, that allows other people to be like, oh, okay, I didn't understand her at first, but now that she's saying this and she's speaking clearly, like I understand where she's coming from.
So it makes me question, like, I guess prior to whom you are now and who you've outgrown, before you were outgrown to this version of yourself, like, did you care more about what people thought?
Yeah.
So then, okay, how much of yourself was performing for acceptance then at that point?
Probably like 98%.
Okay. And that's why you are whom you are today, because of that experience. I can get with that.
Yeah. And I think back then I thought like, no, I'm a shy person. I'm, on the back burner of the situations or of conversations. Like,
Yeah.
and a lot of people probably misunderstood me at that point in time. So why is she so shy? Why didn't she talk? Why didn't she speak up? Why does she just agree with other people? But now that I've found myself, I feel like more people understand who I am, why I do the things that I do.
Yeah. That's fair. I can cheers to that. I feel like you haven't sipped yours
I've
all
been
morning.
sipping.
Okay. All right. It's I guess it's all my would you rather's.
Those are some good ones. We just want to say thank you for spending this season with us.
Wait, hold on. Like, we talk so much about relationships and growth and evolving, and I do want to just make like a small point. Again, some of these questions all tied into each other.
Yeah.
And I just want to speak towards it and be clear. Like, I think that marriage forces you to meet versions of yourself that you used to avoid.
Yeah.
And through this marriage, through this relationship, I can say that you've opened my eyes and have forced me to grow and try to mature from some of those versions of myself that I hid right in the back. And I can say the right relationship will introduce you to parts of yourself that you didn't know that needed healing. And so I do want to say thank you for helping heal me, because you got me to this point.
No.
This is not a final version. It is a fifth edit of myself, but I can say that those first four edits have brought me a long way. And that's because of you, this relationship, this marriage. And I'm continuing to strive to be a better version of myself because of you, your presence, and whom you are. So I do want to say thank you for that, Mom. As we're closing out season 2.
I know, it's crazy. Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I think that's very well said. If I could just copy and paste, I'm copy and pasting that to you because I would not be where I am today without you, without your confidence, without your willingness to maybe not be the lead all of the time when we go out and have conversations and things like that. You're the one that's pushed me to get there. And at those times that those were happening, I'm like, why is he doing this to me? I'm so uncomfortable right now. Yeah. I didn't probably like you in those moments, but now I'm very grateful for you as we kind of see how much I've grown since those moments. So I thank you for also helping me continuing to grow and be a better version of myself.
Yeah. I mean, the hardest part about growth is, realizing some versions of yourself were just built to survive the season that you're no longer in. And, not every version of yourself deserves to move on to the next chapter. And so you've done a good job.
So have you.
You were irritated.
I was very irritated.
But you're you're growing and
Yeah.
you're doing better than you were 10, 15, and 20 years ago, right? So we just pushed each other a little. That's all.
Yeah. It's
And
all
help
love.
bring out the better version.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's been the same for me.
Mm-hmm.
Stress and getting into my skin. But it's just you challenging me to be a better person, right? A better version of myself. And I don't look at it as a negative anymore. I think I can say, what part of me had to die before I could become who I am today.
Fair. I think that's fair.
I'm okay with that. Whatever parts had to go. And
Yeah.
so. Anyway, with that, that's season 2. We want to thank those that have been with us through this joyous ride.
Yes.
Season 3 is going to come back even bigger, even better.
Yeah, because we know season 1 was a little rough, our audio, the whole situation.
Season
we
2
were still learning.
maybe a little rough as well, but
We had
better
our
than
moments.
season 1.
Yeah.
And so we can promise you season 3 will be even better.
Yes, and we do have some exciting things coming
Absolutely.
in the next little bit. So once we get those going,
We'll announce it soon.
And we'll keep you guys informed.
Absolutely. So with that being said, please subscribe to our YouTube page. It's spelled out at Poured and Unfiltered.
Mm-hmm.
We also have an Instagram page. If you're not following it yet, please, by all means, same deal. Follow that. It's Poured and Unfiltered, and is spelled out.
Yep.
Did I miss anything, Mom? That's a wrap for season 2. Did I miss anything?
I think that's a wrap. And the only thing I have to say is, like, if you guys took anything away from today or this season, is just know that outgrowing yourself is uncomfortable, but it's necessary.
Yeah.
And we're just trying to keep growing in life. We don't want to get complacent. We don't want to get too comfortable. And if you have a special someone that pushes you, it might get on your nerves some days, but allow them to push you because they're doing it out of good faith.
That's right. Like I said, some parts of you have to die so you can become who you are today.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah. So we also want to shout out Wineaux. If you're in Las Vegas, come check them out. Obviously, you can tell it's super upscale. It's
Absolutely.
super bougie. The moment I walked in here, I was like, this is my spot. Like, this is where I belong. Where has this been my whole life since we've been in Vegas?
Yeah. They have great vibes here.
Yes. Yeah.
Great wine, great events. If you want to join, they do have a membership. And honestly, I think we've been here a dozen times now.
At least, yeah.
Yeah, and there's always new wines that we still have not tried.
Yeah, and I think a lot of them, what they pride themselves on is having those unique wines that you can't just easily go to the grocery store and get.
Yeah.
So any wines that we get from our wine club, like, you don't see those at, Smith's or Total Wine and More or something like that.
Walmart,
they're very unique, and so that's what makes them. So
special, yeah. They're a unicorn. And they also have wine sommeliers in here, right? Like, every day.
Your waitress, will be a
wine sommelier. Yeah. And so strongly recommend this. It's a great ambiance, a great vibe. We come here often. They have food. It's not just wine and
they're
drinks.
Good charcuterie board. They have an outdoor patio with the lights, fire pits, all of that stuff. So
great vibe. So we strongly recommend it. We'll be here.
Yes.
So feel free to join us.
Yeah.
If there's nothing else, Mom, I want the fans, the listeners, to do us a favor. Stay poured.
And stay unfiltered. Love you.
Love you.